Note here on the right stand, let's get a move on. In an exclusive interview to News 18's former Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has launched a very sharp attack on the interim chief advisor Mohammad Yunus, accusing him of pushing the country into instability and seeking proximity with Pakistan for political legitimacy. Sheikh Hasina alleged that Yunus lacks both the mandate and the experience to conduct diplomacy and claimed that Yunus is rushing to embrace Pakistan and is begging for international validation. Sheikh Hasina has further said Yunus's outreach to Pakistan reflects desperation rather than strategic foresight and that his actions have alarmed citizens in Bangladesh. She also mentions the targeting of minorities. The attacks on women are attempts to erase the liberation history and are disturbing echoes of 1971. Sheikh Hasina also expressed appreciation for Bharat's patience, saying that she had no doubt that Bangladesh's relationship with Bharat can withstand the silliness of Yunus's interlude, which will be temporary. Bharat is not just a strategic partner, it is a friend with whom we share cultures, histories and a 4,000-kilometer-long border. Once the people of Bangladesh can vote freely, they will elect a leader that can be the friend Bharat deserves, and that she appreciated Bharat's patience as it waits for common sense to prevail. As Yunus continues to embrace Pakistan, anti-Bharat sentiments are continuing to be fanned across Bangladesh, with protesters attempting to march towards Indian diplomatic missions in multiple cities. 2 Indian visa application centers in Rajshahi and Khulna were closed today. The protesters also clashed with police. In Rajshahi, protesters marched towards the Assistant High Commissioner of Bharat. Earlier, threats against Bharatiya diplomats prompted Bharat to summon Bangladesh's onward. Lieutenant General D.P. Pandey, security analyst with us. Smriti S. Patnaik, a research fellow MP at IDSA, is also with us this evening. Dr. Mohsin Ali, freedom fighter of Bangladesh in 1971. He is with us, and so is Dr. Noorun Nabi, Bangladesh freedom fighter, Ekushe Padak awardee and also councilman. My namaste to everybody. Thank you very, very much for your time. I'd like to start with Mr. Noorun Nabi. When you see what is happening around you and around in Bangladesh today, Dr. Nabi, what comes to your mind? You're someone who's fought for the liberation of Bangladesh, and that's why I'm asking you this.
The Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, whatever she said about Bangladesh current situation, she's 100% right. But in fact, Bangladesh is being ruled by ISI, Pakistani Intelligence Agency. Their presence in everywhere in Bangladesh, in every cantonment, every office. So the country is being ruled not by Dr. Yunus, it is ruled by Pakistan. So that's the matter of the fact. Now, about what is going on anti-Indian activity in Bangladesh, it's deplorable. India helped us in 1971. I am one of the eyewitness how Indian people, Indian government, Indian military helped us. 6,000 Indian troops were killed, 20,000 Indian troops were injured. On the other hand, Pakistani military killed 3 million people. 1 million people as a refugee was sheltered by India. On the other hand, now this current government led by Dr. Yunus, supported by some international countries who were defeated in 1971, now they are make friendship and gesture with Pakistani military. On the other hand, they are flaring the anti-Indian sentiment by false narrative among the people and instigating a small fraction of ultra-religious fundamentalist people against India and try to make incidents so that India is forced to make military action. As for example, the attacking or the march towards Indian embassy in Dhaka is deplorable. It's not necessary. India provides visa thousands of people who goes to India for medical treatment and business and other stuff. Now this current government is trying to make such a situation. It's kind of war game so that election doesn't help. They will make an excuse that in the country the calm situation is not prevailing, so election cannot be held. So purpose of Dr. Yunus is to stay in power until his death by any means. Now he has He has decided to depend on Pakistani military, Pakistani government to
Right.
stay in power and try to make so many irresponsible gesture, statement, activities like Seven Sister, they will detach
Yeah.
from India and all other things. So in short, I would like to say that Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, she ruled the countries of 16 years. She knows Bangladesh. She knows international relationships. So she is most qualified person to describe the current situation in Bangladesh. That's what she did the last
Ji.
interview. So
Ji.
my summary is that Pakistan occupied Bangladesh and tried to use Bangladesh land to do some anti-Indian activities. That's the summary.
Well, yeah, and you've summarized it beautifully, Nurul Nabiji. But I also want to get in a comment from the others, and then I'll come back to you, time permitting. But Dr. Mohsin Ali, when this current generation tries to shout, "I am a Razakar," when they come out and try and rail and rant against India at the behest of certain entities, and they believe that this line and this kind of a radical positioning is the right way to move forward, aren't you upset? Aren't you sad?
Yes, hi, good morning from New York. It's exactly, they are the Rajakars. They are the children or grandchildren of the Rajakars of Bangladesh of 1971 because they opposed the liberation war. They not only oppose, they militarily, they are trained by the Pakistani military and they are the auxiliary forces of Pakistan military and they are the people who were most responsible for the killing of 3 million people and raping of 400,000 women and also deposing of 10 million of people to India. India gave them shelter, food, treatment, everything. And we are really grateful to India. So these Rajakars and their children, their grandchildren, now they want to make Bangladesh, and they're making Bangladesh into the part of Pakistan, and they want to tell Bangladesh as East Pakistan. And I think our Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina, he rightly described the situation of current situation of Bangladesh. I completely agree with her and I support her. And she is our leader. And she is the leader of 18 crores of Bengalis in Bangladesh. And she is the most popular leader after Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman in Bangladesh in the last 54 years. And she's only the person who can control the Bangladesh and can bring back the Bangladesh situation in a normal. She ruled Bangladesh from 1996 to 2001 and then 2009 to 2024. So these 21 years she ruled Bangladesh. She knows Bangladesh, every corner, all the villages, thanas and jalas, everything she knows, and she knows the people there. She is the friend of the poor people, poor women, everywhere in Bangladesh. People love her, and still, if there is election, free and fair election, she will win 80% of the seats, and she will
But
get 80%
the Awami
vote.
League is banned. So can there be free elections or fair elections without the Awami League in the mix, Dr. Ali?
Yeah, that's why we are trying to fight. The election should be inclusive, and Awami League is the largest political party in Bangladesh, and there cannot be any a real election in Bangladesh without excluding 80% people in Bangladesh. Though nobody will go to vote in the vote centers, I think the international powers, especially India, Russia, America, who are controlling the situation in Bangladesh. So they should be active and they should pressurize the current interim government of Dr. Yunus that they should reschedule the date of election and allow Bangladesh Awami League under the leadership of Sheikh Hasina to face the election and also withdraw all the cases and all the verdicts, cancel all the verdicts against Sheikh Hasina and other Awami leaders and let them create a playground, equal playground, and then we'll see who is really popular. I think Awami
Right.
League will win 80% of the seat in Bangladesh, and that's the real truth. And Dr. Yunus government
Okay.
is, as my brother Dr. Nur Nobi, he is also freedom fighters and my senior brother. So he told rightly that these Rajakars, the Dr. Yunus government, are run by the Rajakars, run by Jamaat Islami. It is actually Jamaat Islami and the militants government that run by the Pakistan. Whatever Pakistan is saying, they are doing the same thing.
Right.
And they are creating another Pakistan, like they want to get the Bangladesh as that is Pakistan and create problems for India, and they want to divide India. They want to take the seven sisters. I think this is a dream. I don't know. They may not stand for maybe 1 hour against India. I don't know why they're thinking like that.
Well,
This
you
is
know,
a laughable thing.
well, along with what they are trying to do or trying to portray, it's also about what they are trying to do to the country or the nation that is Bangladesh since 1971 and its core and its people. Smriti ji, thank you for your patience, your understanding here, because this riling up of anti-India sentiment seems to be a very useful political ploy or toy that's been used by nations and leaders. It's been done in Maldives, it's been done in Sri Lanka, it's been done in Nepal. When they want to whip up a sentiment, the whipping nation is India and Bharat's leaders. And this is just around the time another political party has launched its existence there. What's your assessment of what's happening there?
I agree there is a rise in anti-Indianism in Bangladesh since Yunus government has taken over power, and he has not done anything to prevent this rising anti-Indianism there, and in fact in certain cases he has fueled anti-Indianism. But it is also true that many of the political parties in Bangladesh use anti-Indianism as a plank of their electoral politics. So I don't find it surprising, as you were saying, probably referring to Hasna Abdullah, the National Citizens Party, NCP's
NCP.
leader, giving a statement of Seven Sisters. But then again, this is also not new. We also heard Yunus speaking that Bangladesh is the guardian of the Seven Sisters. So this is followed by one of his advisor, Mahfuz Alam's, the map which he put in the Twitter. Then we saw Hasnat Abdullah. So you see a series of this kind of thing, that which actually reflects that there is a growing anti-Indianism. It is a politics of anti-Indianism. So therefore, I sometimes feel, there is a kind of competition between the political parties. Awami League is banned, but the other existing political parties in Bangladesh perhaps are competing with each other, to outdo as far as anti-Indianism is concerned. But the factor is that, like, for example, many of the positive things that India did, even after Yunus came to power. For example, if you remember, one of the air crash where India sent its doctors. India has always expressed its concern about whenever there is any kind of natural calamities.
Yeah.
So when you see that kind of thing, that is not something which is recognized by the new regime. I really would say that perhaps the NCP, which is trying to, make its mark, because all of us, we know the Awami League and the BNP have particular, voting, particular percentage of vote in Bangladesh politics historically, near about 40%, Jamaat around 10 to 12%. So therefore, when a new political party has come into being, so they are trying to make a break. And I feel probably if the Awami League is banned, so there will be a tussle to get the Awami League vote ban. And how can they get the Awami League vote ban? So attack is not against Awami League only, attack is also against India, and I see a repetition of the politics of 1975 onwards, where there was the Awami League and India both became a kind of synonymous. If you want to attack Awami League, attack India. If you want to attack India, attack Awami League. So, both the entity appear to be to me as same. Just one point I want to say about Yunus's you spoke about what is Yunus's agenda. I think I will agree with what Hasina has said, that the agenda is not of that of foreign policy. The agenda is much more about carry out whatever reforms they want to carry out, plus hold the election. That is what any caretaker or interim regime is supposed to do. And in this respect, we know it came under a particular circumstances. But I think Yunus government is more interested in doing, foreign policy. Its outreach to Pakistan, outreach to China is something which actually makes it very clear that this outreach has a kind of anti-India stance. I would say
Right,
that.
right. Well, in fact, with each of the delays since August last year into December this year now, more than nearly about a year and a half, with each passing month, Bangladesh is only going into economic and financial doldrums. So the nation is going from really, really bad to worse. Things are not improving at all. General Pandey, thank you for your patience. We've heard two freedom fighters, two people who are watching Bangladesh from the outside, and we could feel the pain. Smriti has made a political assessment. I want to ask you from a military perspective, why is the Bangladesh army quiet? Why are they not pressing Yunus government to try and restore order? Why did they not challenge the judiciary's one-sided narrative and verdict against Sheikh Hasina, etc.? So is the army also no longer neutral?
Yeah, so firstly, my deepest respect for Nabiji and Mosinji, because they have really seen the worst time ever, which was in 1971 and before that. And eventually they participated in the stabilization of country, and I'm sure they must be quite horrified by where the country is going. Not a very young country anymore. There are much more younger countries which have stabilized, but unfortunately Bangladesh, because of reasons of separation. So I'll just put a couple of perspectives in place, and I think some things came out very clearly, loud and clear. The separation from Pakistan and the creation of Bangladesh was not a very easy one, because there was a very distinct element within the Bangladesh population which was very, very evidently calling themselves Zakar, who were willing to get their women raped and people killed and butchered, and a genocide of their own people to push them away in case they wanted to detach from a country called West Pakistan. So a message for through your channel and through people who are listening, they must understand that Pakistan today is going through a turmoil itself, in which Balochis and Pashtuns and Sindhis, everybody want to detach, and extremely racist, right, where rape continues the way it continued sometime back in 1970, early 70s, when India had to intervene. And it was not a willing intervention, it was a compulsion in which we had to intervene. But coming on to the question which you have asked is about the Bangladesh military. Bangladesh military, unfortunately, is left, there is a segment, right? And if you have seen certain retired army and naval officers coming out and bragging about the military prowess to take on India and threat to the Indian territories, which not only they have tweeted, they have come out very, very brazenly, openly, and talked about it, reflects that there is a huge segment which is there. When I say huge, it's not about 50%, but the significant percent. After all, Jamaat-e-Islami has made inroads, something what happened to Pakistani military somewhere in about 1970s. The same thing has happened and taken roots even in Bangladesh military. There is a segment, and if you recall, there was a news about a coup to be done by one of the top leadership to topple the present chief, which did not happen. So I think there is also fear. The present chief is trying to just hold on to his power, maintain a certain degree of stability, but do understand that they have not yet intervened on any side, this side or that side. There's a balance remains there.
Right. Now will that tilt when the time is right, or are they just, like you said, waiting and seeing which way the wind blows? And the winds of change are just around the corner is what many believe. Thank you all for your time, and thank you for joining us here on The Right Stand. Look forward to many more engaging conversations. Dr. Nurun Nabi and Dr. Mohsin Ali, thank you. Thank you especially. On that note, we're going to wind up this edition of The Right Stand. Namaste.